I wonder when I come across these posts on Reddit, what exactly be going on inside some of these people's heads. Now, I can't say or speak for that for all of the posts that I find on Reddit, but the one that I have right now is definitely interesting. But before we go ahead and get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. In fact, while you're at it, go ahead and check out all of our other videos because those videos are dope if you like more content like this. Also, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. So the title says, just found out my girlfriend is pregnant. Advice needed. I just found out today that my girlfriend of a month is pregnant, which we had both discussed before. As if it happens, and we're both okay with that. She has a 2-year-old, and this will be my first kid. What resources and advice do you guys have for just finding out? I don't know a lot of things about pregnancy, or I don't know a lot of things pregnancy related. So while she is familiar, I'm not, and I want to prepare as much as possible. All right, so that's the post. I kid you not. I have questions first. So here's my first question. What the hell were you thinking? No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. How old are you? First and foremost. Y'all actually had the conversation that if it was to happen, it was to happen. How was it not going to happen? I don't understand how you just meet somebody. I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just curious. How do you meet somebody and decide that, hey, we're just not going to use condoms and we're going to have sex, and if you become pregnant, you just become pregnant? She has a 2-year-old. I wonder if this was the same conversation she had with the other father. And you're excited. I mean, we're going to break this down. Like we normally do. But I am highly curious as to what this person would think. Matter of fact, I want to know how old you are. One thing that I can tell anybody that is not a father, and anybody that's becoming a father, new fathers, when it comes to pregnancy and it comes to having a child, it is a financial commitment for life. It doesn't stop at 18. It doesn't stop at 21. It doesn't stop at 25. I'm almost 40. I still call and ask my dad, like, bro, let me get them bottles in your basement because I need the money. I still call on my dad for advice. Still call on my mom for advice. Still call on my parents for attention. No matter how busy I am, I still want, their love, affection, and attention. It doesn't stop. It is a forever commitment to the grave. Okay, now there are some people that that disown their kids. All right, I have no recourse in that whatsoever, or nothing to say about that whatsoever. But to the person that posted this, I'm gonna give you the best advice I can give you from my experience. I just want to know why. Is she allergic to condoms? They didn't have no lambskins available? Were y'all drunk? Tell me it was a drunk night. I will accept a drunk night. We've been there. I've had drunk nights. Me, and we slip up. It happens. But I am very curious as to why your girlfriend of 1 month is pregnant. I am. But regardless of that, like I said, I'm not judging you. I'm not gonna, none of that. I have no position to judge. And the reason why I don't have any position to judge is because, hey, I fell into that same situation. My son's mother, she got pregnant at 3 months. And she hit me with the, medically I can't have kids. And 17 years later, still alive and well. All right. So it happens. We all go there. But y'all were in agreement from day one that if this was going to happen, that y'all must have had a conversation on a couch and was like, you know what? We can't afford condoms. Let's just have sex and, I'm going to pull out. But if you just so happen to get pregnant, cool. We can make this, we can make it do what it do. I am just curious as to how old you were. That's my thought process. But however the case is, let me go ahead and help you out. Now, the first thing you asked is there any resources or advice that the guys can give you for just finding out? All right. First resource. What is your income and what is her income? Now, it doesn't matter to a lot of people what the income is. Love is good enough for a child. That is a lie. Okay? I can tell you right now, because if you do not have the necessary income to go ahead and take care of the child, and the mother wants to go ahead and get on aid, and she's pregnant while she's on aid, and I don't know where you live at, but let's just say you live in the United States, and the government pays for the child, the state pays for the child, they're seeking reimbursement. You're better off not signing the birth certificate. Even if you do sign a birth certificate and she doesn't turn you in, then that's good. That's cool. You have a real one. But in the event that she decides to turn you in, you're going to be paying for that child through child support. So, the best thing that I can tell you is in that situation is to make sure that you are financially secure and you can take care of the child. Now, statistically, there are statistics out there that tells you how much it costs to take care of a child per year. Currently, the current value for taking care of a child per year is like $18,500 to take care of a child. So if you're gonna need more, you're gonna need 2 to 3 times more than that to take care of the child. If y'all have combined income, then that's great. So that's my first thing is, check your income and hers too, and also she's gonna go on maternity leave at some point in time. And I don't know if y'all live together. Well, y'all can't live together for 1 month, but that's gonna be an issue too. And she has another child. Yeah. I hope that y'all are excited together about this child. And I don't know if the other child has their parent in the picture as well. But if you're the only parent that's in the picture, and you're looking at being with this person for a long term, get accustomed to having 2 kids that you're going to take care of. Matter of fact, even though you're probably either going to stay living separately, or maybe y'all going to decide to move in together at some point in time, then that's something to consider to kind of to combine your incomes to kind of tackle some of the financial responsibilities, and provide some kind of financial stability, especially if she decides to go on maternity leave. Because I know some women will work all the way up until they actually have the baby if they can. But if they can't and they're bedridden, then that's going to be income that you don't have. And if she lives in her own apartment, that can get a little bit dicey. Then after that, again, depending on where you live at, you get that time off. So far as maternity leave, so I believe that is like 6 to 8 weeks that person's going to have off, to spend time with the baby and everything. If she doesn't decide to go ahead and quit her job. And I'm not trying to be negative, but these are some of the things that I don't think people really think about when it comes to having a child. So even on maternity leave, and every policy is different when it comes to maternity leave, whether you get a piece of your check, or you don't get a piece of your check, or how the case is. And then she also has a second child too. So let's talk about the pregnancy. So you're about to go through like 9 months of the pregnancy. So you may have may have to deal with mood swings, hunger, and you may have to go without sex. Okay, so that's 3 things right there that you're gonna have to deal with: mood swings, unusual cravings, and lack of sex. Okay, so don't even try to make sense of the mood swings. Like, there's no telling what's gonna happen. She could be depressed, she could be happy at this moment and then cry the next moment. It doesn't happen for everybody, but how the case is. Then unusual cravings. It doesn't happen for everybody, but there could be unusual cravings. Okay, for me, my son mother, she had went into depression, a bad depression. I mean, she was so depressed, I couldn't bring her out of it. No matter what I did, no matter what I said, whether I took her out or anything, she just could not come out of that depression. Okay, so that's something that you have to be aware of. Okay, then the lack of sex. There could be a lack of intimacy during those times. It's such a great time. Everybody looks at the great time to have a kid, but nobody look at some of the darker sides or the downsides of pregnancy, going into it. All right. So then there's the diapers and all the other activities that you want to go ahead and get together as well. Okay. So you have like the little baby shower and everything. That's all great. Now, you gotta also understand that you would also have a new relationship. She's only been your girlfriend for a month. So I don't know if y'all were like talking for a year and then decided to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and now y'all boyfriend and girlfriend of a month, or y'all just started out and was so into each other, y'all decided to be boyfriend and girlfriend right out from the gate, and then now boom. I don't know all that stuff because it doesn't really say in the post whether or not they've been dating previous to that. Like it's a really short post. It's very short, but I picked it because I was like, wow, she's pregnant after 1 month. But he probably dated her for a few months, and then she became his girlfriend, and boom, they decided to get rid of the condoms, and that's all she wrote. So once we get past the 9 months and the shopping for the baby stuff, and you get to the actual birth, which is probably going to be beautiful. I hope that you're going to be in the delivery room watching that little spring chicken pop right on out. It's going to be a beautiful sight, I can tell you. Blood and stuff everywhere. If she has a bowel movement, don't even be mad about it. It happens. This is bodily function. Okay, so now since this is your girlfriend and y'all in this relationship, understand that y'all relationship is going to evolve and grow. Okay, now she has 2 kids. All right, so that means now you're a stepfather. So now or you're a bonus dad, whatever the case is. Now you have to understand that there's 2 kids in the picture. So if you're going to work and she's staying home, and y'all work out that dynamic, then that's one issue right there. Which I hope that y'all have like a great support system, because childcare is very expensive. A lot of people don't think about childcare when they're talking about having another kid, but childcare is extremely expensive. When I say extremely expensive, I know people that are paying childcare. Well, actually, I don't know nobody personally, but I have heard and I have seen videos and everything about childcare that is costing people up to like $4,000 a month or more in childcare. And then when you have an infant, most daycares don't take infants in until like after 6 months. So that means that's going to be 6 months where I hope you have a great support system. That's what that 6 months is saying. 6 months of I hope you have a great support system. Then after that, you do have 2 kids, so you got a 2-year-old and you have a newborn. Okay, that's already going to be an issue in itself. Okay, and that all depends on how the second one acts, because the second one could feel like, oh well, you're pushing me out the way, so now I'm about to make way for this new kid. So there could be jealousy, or it could be the little helpful kid. You don't know. Okay, you really don't know which one you get, because it's going to be great in the beginning, but again, this is a new relationship. You're going to grow and evolve with each other. So that's kind of going to be like the big thing right there. Okay, now let me throw some other things towards you. Okay, so far as like advice and resources and all that great stuff like that. Me personally, I would avoid getting on aid if you can. If you can't avoid it, only do it temporarily until both of y'all get into situations where y'all can financially provide. Other than that, don't even be bothered with it, because it's more of, as easy as it sounds, it's more of a headache than anything. Okay. Now, I hope to, excel in life and provide the best lifestyle for both of the kids in the long run, because this is going to be a lot of growing between the both of y'all. Now, when the baby is born, there's probably going to be some sleepless nights, okay? Crying and changing diapers, burping, wait till the spit up get on your shirt, and you're going to be very upset when you can't get it out. I'm not going to lie. You're going to be, matter of fact, you're going to be pissed off, okay? I had my son, like one time my son was in the hospital. He had a fever and everything, and I was holding him. He was crying and everything, and I was trying to just, kind of console him a little bit, and he popped a squat all over my pants. It was the worst night, and they told me he had diarrhea, and he wasn't eating or anything. So, but I had on my leg, and I was trying to check, and yep, he sure enough just straight through the diaper, all on me. Fun times. So those are things that you have to look forward to. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some positive situations that comes with having kids. Tax benefits. I get more money. It's always great. You claim head of household, and plus one more. Less taxes taken out. Because when you're single, you take a lot more money out your check because they figure that you don't need the money because it's just you. It's so horrible. But also, you get to actually see, a person that is ingrained with your DNA grow up. You get to see the bond that you two end up growing together. There's nothing more special than that. Now, for you and a young lady, it's gonna take a lot of communication and everything, to keep things going. I don't know how well your relationship is, but one thing I can tell you is make sure that you keep the communication open. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Never stop communicating. Communicate everything. Communicate your thoughts. Communicate your feelings. There's some things that you may want to hide that you may not want to say, but for the most part, if you had an issue with your girl or whatever, make sure you go ahead and address it. Y'all address it in a healthy way. Also, make sure that you have boundaries. You still be able to have your lifestyle, and she still be able to have her lifestyle. You don't want to get away from that, and also make sure that y'all still date each other. Okay, the first year of this baby existence is going to be could be difficult. I'm not going to say it will be. It could be difficult. It could be lack of sleep. It could be, the baby's not eating. It could be the baby going back and forth to the hospital. So it could be a lot of things, but y'all definitely should still take time out for y'all, even if y'all don't go out on a date per se, but still just be able to just have conversations or, do like a dinner for, show some appreciation, because, a woman goes through a lot when she has a child. There is a such thing like postpartum depression. So if she falls into postpartum depression, it's going to be very difficult for her. So you want to make sure that you keep that line of communication open, so she can talk to you, you can talk to her. You want to make sure that that y'all both are open, to each other. She's speaking on things, and y'all come into healthy resolutions. And if you have to, and I would definitely say this is a first resort than a last resort. Definitely go to couples counseling and be able to kind of talk to a lot of situations, because y'all still a brand new couple. Y'all still learning each other. Y'all still, growing and evolving with each other. So it is very essential that y'all have these conversations with each other, so y'all can make sure that y'all are on the same page with a lot of things, especially since she already has one kid. Normally there is a stigma amongst, the dating community with dating a woman that has a child, or dating a man that has a child. Well, not so much with the man, but more so with the woman. Dating a woman that has a child, it's a stigma that goes on around that. So you want to kind of make sure that you're on the same page about raising kids. You're on the same page about disciplining those kids. Y'all want to make sure that you're on the same page. You don't want to have a division when it comes to raising kids. You kind of want to stay away from that. So, make sure that y'all have them conversations. And what do y'all future look like? You know, is y'all future, y'all gonna be successful? Y'all seeing yourselves in the same position? Do y'all see yourselves married, or do y'all see yourselves in a long-term committed relationship? You want to be able to have those conversations, so y'all can go ahead and put goals and measures in place for yourselves. Maybe not right now, maybe not in the first year of the baby being born, but at least be able to have some of those conversations so you can know where the relationship is going. You don't want to be in a situation where y'all break up and then because of communication, y'all break up because of communication, y'all break up because of money or whatever the case is. Maybe she goes out and cheat or you go out and cheat, whatever the case may be. You don't want to be in that situation where y'all break up, she decides to take you for child support, and then they're pretty much taking everything that you have. Okay, like the famous saying is, it's cheaper to keep her. Okay, didn't so much happen in my situation because I played it smart, but you can also play it smart too. You still have time. Definitely play it smart. Okay, I can't give you the strategy right now, but definitely play it smart. Go look at some of my other videos. Definitely play it smart, but just be mindful. Okay, be mindful of the situation that you're walking into. I understand that you are excited and you want to be prepared for this situation as much as possible, but I don't think this is something that you can prepare for because there is no written guide on being a parent at all. Every pregnancy is different. Every woman is different. Every relationship is different. Every child is different. The first child could be a hellraiser and the second child could be an angel. Or the first child can be an angel and the second child could be a hellraiser. Or both kids can be angels. Or both kids can be hellraisers. You really don't know. You don't really know what you're going to get. Okay? The only thing that you know is that you're walking into a situation and you're going to do the best that you can. I don't know if you had your father in your life, but you have the blueprint. You have a basic blueprint on what it means to be a father. If you want to be in that kid's life, if you know what it feels like to not have your father in your life, if you had your father in your life and you didn't like how they treated you, then you have an understanding of what you want to do or bring to the table for your kid. You have that. And if you apply that knowledge of what you were missing when you were a kid and what you would like to give and take forward when you have a kid, then you already have a concept or idea of how to be a parent. Everything else is just learning to communicate with your child, learning to convince them or, not convince them. Well, you do have to convince them to like eat their vegetables and stuff like that. Like babies, they don't like certain like vegetables or fruit or whatever like that. So you gotta do like the little plain like and all that stuff. Like that's convincing. It's a little playful, but it's convincing nonetheless. So a lot of those things you wanna kind of get used to, or you gonna learn. You are gonna learn. Oh yeah, don't forget the bottle test. Well, you know what they got. Bottles are a little bit more high tech now because now they got like the bottle warmers that warms the bottle to the right temperature. When my son was younger, we didn't have that. So we were told not to put it in the microwave because you don't want to nuke the bottle. Okay, so the radioactive, you don't want to nuke the bottle with the microwaves. So you'll put it on the stove with some boiling water. Well, not necessarily boiling water, but you would heat up the water and put the bottle around there. But then, if you forgot and, you went and got it and it was like scalding hot, now you got a baby crying. You can't feed it the scalding hot bottle, so now you gotta wait. And then you can't necessarily feed them cold milk. So now you at a catch-22. So now you gotta wait till the bottle cool down. Or you could just throw it in a pot of ice, or not a pot of ice, like a bowl of ice. Or you could just throw it in the freezer for about 10 seconds, 10, 20 seconds, so it can go ahead and cool down, and then you can go ahead and get the bottle to the baby. I don't recommend any of that stuff. Just pay for the bottle warmer. It'll be easier, so to speak. But man, my guy, I wish you the best of luck. in this situation. I gave you as much advice as I can give you. If you are in a financial position, one thing I would definitely suggest is to open up an investment account and start wealth building with your child. Okay, open them up a whole life insurance policy, and start putting money in there so they can borrow against it when they turn like 18, 21. Go ahead and if you can have put a trust in place. A trust is always good because then you can put a lot of things in a trust, and then it can have an executive on account that can go ahead and monitor and manage the money that is in there. So the whole life policy, any other insurance policies, if you were to die, knock on wood that you don't, but you have all the insurance policies in there and everything. So a lot of that stuff will be held inside of a trust, a house, a car, anything that you want to put in there. Investments, so you want to go ahead and put that stuff in there, and then a trust will take care of all the the financial aspects of that, through the executor. So that's the advice that I would give you, my guy. I wish you the best on this pregnancy and the relationship for the young lady that you're going to be with. I hope that for the long haul that everything works out up to the child turns 18, 21, 25, 30, and 35, and beyond, and y'all have a long and blissful life together. Because this was a wild one, man. You popped her off like in the first month, but hey, like I said, man, no judgment from me. Hey, this is MNG. Farewell, Mr. Nice Guy. I'll catch y'all on the next recording. Make sure y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, follow. Peace.